Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. This is NewsX. I'm Rishabh Gulate, and yes, it is phase 2 of the election cycle of 2024. 100 million people have already voted last week. Another near 100 million will be voting today. By the end of the day today, roughly about half the seats in India's Lok Sabha battle will have been contested. Joining us now on the broadcast are our reporters from right across the country. Megha joining us from Thiruvananthapuram, Ajay is there in Jammu, Akshit and Devika both in Bengaluru. Megha, good morning to you. Let's start with you. I believe Thiruvananthapuram, of course, very interesting battle between the incumbent Shashi Tharoor of the Congress in a state that the Congress wants to maximize. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, the Union Minister, is trying to give him a run for his money. What's happening this morning?
Well, that definitely is going to be his effort. In fact, I'm standing right now at the booth which is just opposite to the Padmanabham Swami temple, and that's the temple where Rajiv Chandrasekhar is right now. So before he goes about traveling across booth to booth, and he will be meeting people over there, he is going to be reviewing the situation. He has also visited the temple. We just had a word with him. We'll try to put this out on our screens, but I'm also going to right now speak to the voters over here who've come out. They've started trickling in. But you know, the weather is better right now. It's 7 a.m. and people want to finish the job before it is too hot later in the day. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us, and I want to quickly ask you, what are the big issues that you're voting for? Big issues. What are the big issues that you feel on the basis of which that you're voting today?
There is no special issue. We want to select a good candidate and send it to the parliament. That is all.
Do you think the last 10 years, the government of India, the way it has functioned, do you approve of it?
Not fully approved.
What are the next 5-year plan that you think the government should move forward and take India ahead?
Every party give a mandate and election manifestos, which is the best one that we will accept.
Okay, the best manifesto is what is going to lure people to cast their vote for that particular political party. Sir, quickly, the reason why you are voting, what is the reason? Quick. But you're voting today, and it is your right. You are exercising your franchise. Why do you feel people should come out in large numbers and vote today in Thiruvananthapuram?
Because it's against corruption, everything. So I think all people need to vote against that.
How do you think the government of India has functioned in the last 10 years?
I'm not the person to answer that. I don't know about that.
If you're voting today, you are voting for change. You said you want to fight corruption. The government should fight corruption. How do you see India's next 5 years, the government of India handling the situation in our country, handling the issues like corruption in the next 5 years?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Okay, all right. So, ma'am, I would like to speak with you. You've been voting for a long time. This time around, how do you see the last 10 years of the government? How has it performed?
See, I don't know much about politics. It's performed quite satisfactorily. Very, in a very progressive way. This.
Okay, all right, Megha, okay, so we've got a dipstick test about what the people near, this is the, like you mentioned, in the capital of Kerala, Padmanabham Swami temple. It's early morning, voting has just kicked off, we are just near past 7 a.m. and of course Rajiv Chandrasekhar has been there in these polling booths. Megha just caught up with him like a few minutes ago, let's listen in.
Yeah, Leader, what are the expectations? Is the tally for the BJP going to better this time around as against?
We will see on the 4th of June. I am extremely confident that the people are fed up of the same old misinformation and lies and politics of lies that the Congress and the LDF represent, and they want to move forward, they want a better future, and that is precisely what we will see today across Kerala, including in Thiruvananthapuram.
It's the first time around, do you think BJP can finally take this seat and enter into the Kerala political?
People of Kerala and people of Thiruvananthapuram want change, and I'm very confident that change will result in a very different trajectory for Thiruvananthapuram and their lives and their families.
Okay, high profile battle going on in Thiruvananthapuram. Remember, the Congress holding on to 15 in Kerala. They want maximum number of seats out of Kerala. to really bolster their numbers at the centre, which were just north of 50 last time around. So nearly 1 in 2 of the Congress's electoral wins in Lok Sabha seats came out of Kerala last time around. What will it be this time? That man on your screen, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, has been sent down. He is, of course, going to be taking on Shashi Tharoor, who's won that seat 3 times. This is about winning, but it's also about putting up a good fight. It's also about vote shares and a run for the money. So will that happen? We'll see that play out as we speak. Okay, let's hop across. I would request all our reporters, let's keep our frames going as we've discussed in great detail yesterday. Since we'll be live throughout the course of the next 15 minutes, let's make sure that we are getting that that right for our viewers. Let's hop across now to the other extreme of the country, where Jammu is voting this morning as well after Udhampur last week. Ajay Jandial joining us. Ajay, what's the buzz on the ground?
Well, Rishabh, it's beginning here, and before the polling has to start at 7, and that's why you could see that enough number of people, voters, they have already in the queue, and that shows that how people were waiting eagerly to vote for their favorite candidate. Let's speak to the people, because we want most of the voices has to be covered, especially from this location as well. Sir, वोट डालने वाले हैं मैम आज, तो क्या सोच रहे हैं, क्या सोचकर किस तरह का कैंडिडेट पसंद करेंगे?
I have no views on that at all. No views on that.
So
I'm just come to cast my vote. That's all.
But what is in your mind? So what kind of work government have done in last 10 years?
I have nothing to say about that, but I definitely have to say that I have to cast my vote to give my presence into the system.
So how do you see, like, you're coming for the vote, voting early in the morning?
Every 5th year I come in the morning only.
So what is in the mind, sir? What kind of candidate you are thinking of?
Who's working for the country?
Let's speak to some other people as well, that what they have to say, ma'am. How do you see, like, early in the morning, you are on the polling station. So what is in the mind? What kind of candidate you required here?
First of all, I would like to wish everyone good morning and all the candidates best of luck. And I would like to say that, it's a fundamental duty of every citizen to cast a vote today. So it is very, very important, because your one vote can, change the whole country concept. And I feel the progress which has been done in the last 10 years, we all are watching that, and we all know that who has done that progress, who has developed the country.
Do you believe that in 10 years, Jammu and Kashmir especially have changed enough, whether it is at 370 or something?
Yes. After we are free now from 370 and 35A, now we are watching Jammu, a new, Jammu and Kashmir as a new Jammu and Kashmir UT, because you see now all the sisters are getting their, हक जिसको कहते हैं कि अब उनको हक मिलने लगा है, क्योंकि 70 सालों में उनको हक नहीं मिला, क्योंकि प्रॉपर्टीज़ में जो पेरेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टीज़ थी उनमें उनको हक नहीं दिया जाता था, अब लेकिन हक दिया जाता है। और मैं ये कहती हूँ कि जिसने भी विकास के कार्य किए हैं हमारे देश के लिए, उनको, और पूरे विदेश में जिनका डंका बज रहा है, हमारे देश का डंका बज रहा है, हम पूरे विदेश में, वो किसके कारण बज रहा है ये सबको पता है। और लोग आजकल बहुत ज़्यादा अवेयर हैं, और लोगों को पता है कि हमें किसको वोटिंग के लिए करना है, क्योंकि आगे भी हमें देखना है इन नियर फ्यूचर कि हमारे देश का विकास कौन कर सकता है। धन्यवाद।
So much. We have with us some other people as well. Sir,
No comments.
do you think that people should come out, and what is the message to the people, voters especially?
Comments.
Thank you. Ma'am, how do you see, like, what should people do? Like, you are coming early morning for the voting. So what is in the mind, and what kind of member parliament you required for the Jammu?
Definitely one who's working and who's going to take the country ahead. And I would like a leader like that to lead us. Yes.
Do you think that for last 5 and 10 years, enough work has been done, or you need some change or something?
There is a lot of change that has happened in Jammu, definitely. I cannot say about the whole state, but I'm happy with whatever the changes are happening, and they're all constructive.
Thank you so much. So,
right.
Rishabh, very positive, Yeah.
Okay. So now the game right now is about turnout and having enthusiastic people. So if you're watching this telecast and you happen to be in a constituency that's voting today, come out and cast your vote. You can make up your mind on the way if you haven't decided so far. But for a large majority of people, they already know who they are voting for this morning. Let's hop across now from Jammu all the way to Bengaluru, where the capital of Karnataka is voting today. Devika, my colleague, is standing by. Devika, where are you this morning and what are the people around you saying?
Absolutely, Rishabh. We're standing at Vidya Bharati Institute, which happens to be one of the polling stations for Bengaluru South. We're expecting the incumbent, the current member of parliament for the BJP from Bengaluru South, Tejasvi Surya, to make his way here at 8 a.m. And we saw that there are several people who've already come out this morning to cast their vote. They're all, of course, inside the polling station right now. But more and more people, as we're standing by this morning, Rishabh, it seems that everybody wants to come out early morning to really cast their vote and get it over with. We will try to hop across and speak to some of the voters who've also come out this morning. Sir, आपसे पूछना चाहेंगे क्या issues के लिए vote कर रहे हैं आप? What issues are you voting for?
National security and development.
National security and development. Ma'am, what issues are you voting for this morning? All right, so I believe that a lot of people are a little bit in a hurry to just go inside and cast their vote. But we will, like I said, several people have also come with their families. Sir, I just saw you giving the voter ID card to one of your family members. I want to understand from you, what issues are you voting for this morning?
Primarily for the development of the nation and how the India is going to have what kind of future in the coming years, and what kind of development has taken place in the last 10 years. So that should form our trajectory for the next coming years.
Okay, so development, national security are some of the issues that we've heard from the people. But like I said, a large number of people have already just gone inside just 10 minutes back. So they will, of course, be coming out, and we'll be able to get more and more voices as people come out
Devika,
to
we'll be right back with you. So we're getting a flavor, and it's very important, which is why we do this coverage. We have 25 reporters on the ground in the 130, 140 odd seats. So you're getting a flavor of what the people are saying. What are the issues on their mind? What do they go in? Are they thinking about the candidate, the party, national issues, local issues? It all matters at this point of time. Let's hop across now to the national capital region, where in Western Uttar Pradesh, in Gautam Budh Nagar, and around the area of Noida, voting this morning. My colleague Akshit is standing by. Akshit, what's the buzz on the ground? What are people thinking? What are the big issues in UP, a key battleground state?
Well, as the battleground, Gautam Budh Nagar is all set as it goes to polls in the second phase of Lok Sabha elections. And of course, here we are in Noida, and you can see the people are queuing up in numbers to cast their ballots. We'll just quickly try to gauge in as to what they think. Sir, आज वोट डालने आए हैं, क्या कुछ issues हैं जिनको दिमाग में रख के वोट डालेंगे?
देखो, वोट डालने का जो इशू है वो है सबसे बड़ा डेवलपमेंट. हम अपने इर्द गिर्द जो विकास देख रहे हैं वो बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण है. जो बदलाव पिछले 10-12 साल में आया वो महत्वपूर्ण है, क्योंकि नोएडा एक ऐसा शहर है जिसमें यहाँ यूपी में आता है, और यहाँ पे 2007 के बाद 3 सरकारें बदली हैं. पहले बसपा थी, फिर सपा हुई, अब योगी आदित्यनाथ की सरकार है.
सर, आपसे भी पूछेंगे, लोकल इश्यूज को दिमाग में रख के वोट डालेंगे या नेशनल इश्यूज को?
नेशनल भी हैं, लोकल भी हैं. लोकल में जो हमारे ग्रामीण क्षेत्र या शहरी क्षेत्र में जो डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है वो दिख रहा सभी को, और नेशनल तो है ही है इशू. देश की जो साख दुनिया में बढ़ी है वो हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है.
So we'll just try to speak to some more voters here. सर, आप बताइए, आप नोएडा में रहते हैं, क्या कुछ मुद्दे हैं जिनको ध्यान में रखते हुए आप वोट डालेंगे?
देखिए, मोदी जी की जो साख बढ़ी है पूरे विश्व में, उसको भी देखकर राष्ट्र हित में जो भी निर्णय लिए जाते हैं वो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होते हैं, और जो सरकार बहुत ही निर्णायक ढंग से कर रही है यूपी में भी और केंद्र में भी, तो उसको देखते हुए हम वोट कर रहे हैं.
जी, बिल्कुल. आप बताइए, आप फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर हैं?
हाँ जी.
तो आप फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर हैं, आप युवा हैं, क्या कुछ देखते हैं आप, किस तरीके से यूपी में कुछ इश्यूज हैं आप फेस करते हैं, तो उनके बारे में बताइए.
पहली बात तो जो हमारे देश में जो डेवलपमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है इस टाइम पे, उसको देख के हम मोदी जी को ही वोट देना चाहेंगे.
So of course, there you heard Rishabh as to how people described that they will be voting, keeping in mind the development of the nation, and of course, the local issues and the national issues both will be kept in mind while casting their ballot. And of course, as we discussed, UP, of course, one of the key battlegrounds when it comes to the Lok Sabha polls.
Okay, all right, Akshay, stay with us. Let me hop across back to Megha in Kerala's capital, Thiruvananthapuram. We'll of course be live from Wayanad. very, very shortly as well. Another interesting seat where, of course, Rahul Gandhi is fighting against the left candidates. Megha, help set up the battle in Kerala for us, because 20 seats, Wayanad is going to be an interesting one. Thiruvananthapuram, where you're standing, is also very interesting. But, you know, you've now been traveling to Kerala twice in the last few weeks. What's the buzz been on the ground this time around? Are people talking about the national issues? We've seen Sam Pitroda talking about death tax, and there's, you know, some talk about Muslim quotas. How are these issues reflecting, or is it pretty much, you know, sort of about Modi? Are the people who want to vote for the Prime Minister or don't want to vote for the Prime Minister? What's the issue that you're getting the pulse of?
Yes, absolutely. The news that is making national headlines across the country has had its impact in Thiruvananthapuram, in Kerala as well. Of course, at this point of time, people are very significantly focused on who the party is, who's the candidate that they are going to be voting for. But they are also very invested in knowing what is it that the narrative that has been built by the Congress, by the BJP on the national front. But again, the issues remain hyper-local. You're talking about employment. We're talking about how there is mass exodus of youth who end up traveling to the other countries in search for jobs, and therefore their family lives get disrupted. They have to leave their families. That was number one issue. Another issue was with regards to the MSME industry, the industries, the plants that need to be set up in Kerala, as has to be done across the country as well. But again, continues to be a big, important issue for people on the basis of which they are voting. Yes, infrastructure, another big matter about with regards to whether it is state politics versus the national politics that takes precedence. People have their mindsets with regards to how they want to then see at a Shashi Tharoor in Thiruvananthapuram versus Rajiv Chandrasekhar. People at this point of time are also on the ground. Whether there is an anti-incumbency factor that will then allow for Rajiv Chandrasekhar to take the lead against Shashi Tharoor is a big interesting question.
It's the reason interesting. Of course, Rajiv Chandrasekhar is born to Kerala parents. He currently resides, of course, in Karnataka, but he's in some respects a son of the soil. Both of these individuals not career politicians. Shashi Tharoor spent an entire life in diplomacy, then of course at the United Nations, came back, and ladies and gentlemen, he won his first seat in the heyday of the UPA. But in the past 10 years, to hold on to that seat, even though it's Kerala where the Congress has felt it's confident, but every seat has been valuable for the Congress for the last 10 years. So he's held on to the seat. The party has seen all sorts of churns about, the 23 seniors. A lot of the seniors who were colleagues of Shashi Tharoor no longer there in the party, but he's hung on, he's stuck on. As you'll be watching this morning, Ashok Gehlot casting his vote in Rajasthan. And of course, more votes being cast this morning. Let me just hop across to Jammu. One big difference, Ajay, this time around, of course, is Ladakh is voting separately as a union territory. But is the divide still obvious? Is Jammu, the buzz in Jammu a lot different than the buzz in Kashmir?
Well, Rishabh, yes, we can say that definitely it's a different thing because in Jammu, if you see that competition is between the two parties only. Two national parties, especially the BJP and the Congress. And if you see that people, those who are waiting in the long queues, they are, here since morning. And what they have to say on this issue, that have they feel that something has changed in Jammu and Kashmir or not? Let's speak to them, especially that what they have to say. Sir, how do you see like क्या सोचकर आज सुबह वोट डालने के लिए पहुंचे हैं? दिमाग में क्या है?
वोट डालना हमारी ड्यूटी है, इसलिए हम वोट डालने आ गए सुबह।
तो क्या लग रहा है किस तरह से जो जम्मू कश्मीर में बदला है चीजें, वो चीजें दिमाग में हैं या कुछ और चल रहा है?
नहीं ना, हमारे दिमाग में जो है हमारे दिमाग में है, तो आपको बताने की हमें जरूरत नहीं है। हम
मुद्दे क्या रहेंगे जिन चीजों को लेकर आप वोट?
नहीं, वो हमारे तक ही सीमित रहते हैं ना मुद्दे जो हैं। थैंक यू।
अभी मेरे साथ अभी आप वोट डाल के आए हैं, क्या दिमाग में था, क्या सोचा, किस चीज को लेकर जो है वोट डाला है?
ये आपका एक फंडामेंटल राइट है और साथ में ही आपका एक responsibility है. So keeping both these things in mind, you certainly come forward and see to it that It works for the development of the country.
What was in the mind? Like, have you feel that something has changed in the Jammu and Kashmir in last 10 years and last few years after the abolition of 370? That was in the
politics myself. The fact is that you should appreciate everybody who has done some contributory work. They certainly have worked well. There's been a good development. And I've been a minister with the Congress. Thank you
so much. We have with us some other leaders as well, people as well. Sir, क्या लग रहा है, क्या चीज़ दिमाग में है जिस चीज़ को लेकर वोट करेंगे? सुबह सुबह आप पहुंचे हुए हैं।
मेन फिरका परस्ती देश से भागे और अमन अमान से लोग रहें। ये फिरका परस्ती जो है देश में बिल्कुल बर्दाश्त नहीं है। यहाँ पर सब धर्मों के लोग रहते हैं, एक साथ मिलके वो इस देश को आगे चलाएं, ये हमारा पहला प्लान है।
So, Rishabh, you know, different people, different minds, different opinions they are carrying in their mind. And but the good thing is that everyone is out of their houses early in the morning and they are waiting for their turn so that they can cast their vote.
You know, the lovely thing, of course, Ajay, is that other than the 11 polling booths in Manipur, it's been a pretty relaxed, orderly election. Again, I can't sort of emphasize the scale of this. We are talking about, ladies and gentlemen, north of 100 million people casting their votes as we speak. Okay, is the largest electoral cycle in the history of the world is being conducted as we speak. And as I mentioned, other than 11 polling booths in Manipur where we've seen violence, it's going off smoothly. Fingers crossed, okay, that it stays that way. We haven't seen, strangely I have to say, okay, hectic polarization that oftentimes come when the stakes are high. And don't kid yourselves, the stakes are indeed very high. Let's hop across back to Bengaluru. Devika, set up the Karnataka battle for us. A crucial swing state. There is a Congress government in Karnataka which has come back to power. They've not required the JDS. The JDS hopped across to the other side. SD Kumaraswamy working now with the Bharatiya Janata Party. But this time you don't have the towering presence as much as a BS Yedurappa. His son is now involved in this. Lots of interesting things happening in Karnataka. And again, a crucial state for the BJP as well as the Congress.
Absolutely, Rishabh. As you mentioned, that the Congress has managed to come back in Karnataka with a lot of political stability. It's been a thumping majority for them at the assembly level. And a lot of people here, in fact, political analysts that we spoke to and other people also that we spoke to yesterday, felt that the assembly result could possibly have an impact on the Lok Sabha elections as well. And like you said, it is a big battle for the BJP because remember, out of the 28 seats last time around, they managed to grab 25 of those seats from Karnataka. So there is a lot of pressure on several of the BJP leaders who've been sent to parliament from the state of Karnataka because, for example, where I'm standing today, Bengaluru South is a bastion of the BJP since 1996. They've been winning this seat. Tejasvi Surya replaced Anand Kumar after his demise in 2019. But this time around, Tejasvi Surya is up against Soumya Reddy of the Congress, who's a former MLA from Jayanagar. So she's also someone who's really from this area and has served as an administrator in this area, and she's also the daughter of Karnataka Minister Ramalinga Reddy. So Tejasvi Surya is up for a big test, like I said, along with the other 25 MPs and everybody else who's contesting from the BJP this time around, because it will really send out a message as to whether people in Karnataka are truly then voting simply for the Prime Minister, or have they felt some sort of anti-incumbency factor against the BJP leadership on a national level as well, that is sent to New Delhi from the state to represent the state of Karnataka. Quite interestingly though, Rishabh, the last time around, 3 weeks ago when we were in Karnataka, a lot of people on the ground, when we were just walking around the markets, there was an overwhelming support for a Narendra Modi as Prime Minister of India. Nobody was really talking about local leadership per se, but I guess that would also work in the favor of the BJP ultimately if people vote for the Lotus today simply to bring back the Prime Minister.
Okay, let's hop across now to Western UP. Now, Akshit helped set us the battle. This time, the BJP, which did exceedingly well in Uttar Pradesh, but wants to do even better. Every seat matters. The BJP is sitting at just north of 300 as things stand. They've already knocked off their first win, as you well know, in Surat, where the seat has gone unopposed. But in Western UP, Alliance this time with the RLD, lots of the RLD supporters, a bit of a base for them where you are standing. How important is the battle where it's going on in Western UP as we speak?
Well, yes, 8 seats in the Western UP are going to polls today. And of course, when we talk about Gautam Budh Nagar, then the BJP is banking on their two-time MP Mahesh Sharma. And of course, the notable contenders here are from the Bahujan Samaj Party, it's Rajendra Solanki, and from the Samajwadi Party, who is also representing the India bloc at large, is Mahinder Nagar. The voters are, of course, queued up here, and we'll just once again try to gain in sense as to what they think while voting. सर, वोट डाल रहे हैं आप, क्या कुछ मुद्दे जो है दिमाग में रखने वाले हैं?
पर यही है सर कि रोजगार मिलेगा और बच्चों के लिए भी आगे के भविष्य के लिए कुछ सुधार होगा
जी। सर आप बताइए, लोकल इश्यूज पे जो है ज़्यादा फोकस रहेगा या नेशनल इश्यूज पे?
लोकल पे ज़्यादा रहेगा।
क्या कुछ इश्यूज हैं अगर बात करते हैं नोएडा की या जेवर की?
जो भ्रष्टाचार है जो ख़त्म होगा, और जो थोड़ा बहुत रह गया वो भी और ख़त्म हो जाएगा
जी,
और रोजगार मिलेगा आम आदमी को
जी। सर, पिछले 10 साल में जिस तरीके से यहाँ पर बीजेपी की सरकार रही है, किस तरीके से देखते हैं, क्या कुछ डेवलपमेंट्स हुई है?
देखिए, वोट अभी जो शांति विकास पर होगा, और जितना गरीब कल्याण योजना जो है सभी जातियों को बराबर करके मिला है, वोट इस पर होगा, और विकास के कार्यक्रम बहुत तेजी से बढ़ रहा है।
ओके, I'm going to interrupt you, Akshit. Vasundhara Raje, of course, voting in Rajasthan this morning. She's speaking out. Let's quickly listen in.
तो सब हमारे वैसे भी परिवार के लोग हैं और उनका प्यार और समर्थन हमेशा मिला है। तो इस बार भी कैंडिडेट के रूप में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ओर से दुष्यंत सिंह जी लड़ेंगे। उनको बहुत अच्छा समर्थन मिलेगा और मुझे विश्वास है कि वो एक इतिहास फिर से बनाएंगे। मुझे ये भी विश्वास है कि राजस्थान के अंदर राजस्थान की जनता पूरा समर्थन देगी और फिर से भारतीय जनता पार्टी को एक ऐतिहासिक विक्ट्री में लाके छोड़ेगी।
मैम, लगता है कोई मुकाबला है झालावाड़ में, क्योंकि
देखिए इलेक्शन होता है जी, इसलिए कौन किसका मुकाबला ये और कैसा मुकाबला ये कोई कह नहीं सकता। ये एक तो ईश्वर के हाथ में है और हमारे ईश्वर रूपी जनता के हाथ में है, इसलिए टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड कभी नहीं कर सकते।
आपने भी पिछले कई दिनों से लगातार यहाँ काफ़ी मेहनत की, तो जनता का किस प्रकार का रुझान?
मैं समझती हूँ कि मेहनत से ज़्यादा मैंने इनके सबके साथ मिलना मिलाना, घूमना फिरना और इनका प्यार लेना, यही इसका मज़ा लिया है। और क्योंकि मैं अब इतने सालों से इनको अच्छी तरह से जानती हूँ, मुझे मालूम है कि इनका रुझान अच्छा रुझान है और जिस तरीके से उन्होंने अभी तक हम लोगों को साथ दिया है उसी तरीके से उनको साथ देने का काम करेंगे। Thank you.
Vasundhara Raje, she's been out of the limelight per se, of the spotlights of the camera for some time, but let's not kid ourselves. An important face for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Her son, of course, is contesting from Jalawara seat, which she's herself won in the past. Dushyant Singh hoping to retain that seat for the Bharatiya Janata Party. I'm going to thank my reporters. Megha is going to be heading across to be speaking to Shashi Tharoor next. In a short period of time. Ajay is also going to head off. As I mentioned, we have reporters in West Bengal, in Uttar Pradesh, in Maharashtra. We'll be coming back to those live coverage all across through the day, right until voting ends nearer towards 6 o'clock. I'm going to thank my reporters for now. Let's hop across to our guests joining us this morning who've been listening into the versions from the ground. Himanshu Bhatt is with us this morning. Ajay Singh joining us. Chandni Shah with us this morning as well. Himanshu ji, we have more issues to bite into this time. The first phase, seemed to be pretty much, you've been doing this for many decades. It seemed to be that there is no specific major issue this time, other than the fact of a performance of Narendra Modi. Now, 1 week later, the issues are sort of emerging or are being created by the politicians. Now you have the death tax matter, which has happened in the past 24 hours. There is a minority quota sort of ideological battle going on. The caste census ideological battle, the wealth redistribution ideological battle. Are we getting more of a flavor of the election cycle this time around?
Yes, I was just going to say that. The first phase was very, very quiet. but politicians made it interesting in the last few days. Now, but I don't foresee, in the northern part of the country at least, I don't foresee any significant increase in the voter turnout because of these issues. Yes, people are fighting on those issues. The ideological differences are coming forth. But that you will see in the southern states. Like for a state like Karnataka or Kerala, you are going to see the effect of this. And it is going to be reflected in the percentage of voting also. So there is going to be a very, very clear demarcation. That's what I foresee. I don't foresee, UP 8 seats, heavy voting and all that. Nahi, aisa nahi hone wala. It's going to be like this. The basic reason, according to me, in this election is the opposition is totally demoralized. So if you go in the entire western UP, you go by road and you will find not a single canvassing car of any political party.
Okay, Himanshu, just hang a second. Speaking of the opposition, Ashok Gehlot, now the former Chief Minister of Rajasthan, speaking out this morning after voting. Let's listen.
Manifesto को लेकर के 25 गांडों को लेकर के उनकी व्याख्या खुद नहीं कर दी है, व्याख्या कर दी अलग से ही। और व्याख्या इस प्रकार की की जो मजाक उड़ गई उनकी खुद की, जिन्होंने व्याख्या की है उनकी मजाक उड़े देश भर के अंदर। ये क्या तरीका है?
मंगलसूत्र छीन लिया जाएगा प्रधानमंत्री ने राजस्थान में आके।
अब मंगलसूत्र का कहा है या क्या कहा है, मैं उनमें नहीं जाना चाहता। हमें चुनाव लड़ना विकास पर जी, हमें चुनाव लड़ना है जो देश में इश्यू है। इश्यू क्या है? बेरोजगारी का है। इश्यू क्या है? महंगाई का है। इश्यू क्या है? गरीब अमीर में खाई बढ़ती जा रही है। अर्थव्यवस्था किस प्रकार सुधरे उनके हित में। इश्यू हमारे मेन वो है देखो, और उसको खींच करके जानबूझ के ले आ रहे हैं, मंगलसूत्र की व्याख्या कर रहे हैं। मैनिफेस्टो से क्या संबंध है? 0.1% भी उसमें ध्वनि नहीं निकलती है।
लेकिन सर सवाल तो ये भी हो रहा है कि कांग्रेस के जो है नेता जैसे अगर सरकार में कहीं पर जीत भी गए तो वो लोगों की संपत्ति बांट देंगे। ये इस तरीके से बातें हो रही हैं।
इस प्रकार की मजाक हो रही है। इस प्रकार प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी बोलेंगे, किसी को यकीन नहीं था। पहली बार जब वो बोले हैं, अभी तक लोग उन पर विश्वास कर रहे थे। पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि जब ये इस प्रकार की भाषा बोलने लगे हैं, संपत्ति इकट्ठी करेंगे, मंगलसूत्र इकट्ठे करेंगे, ज़्यादा बच्चे पैदा करने वालों को बांट देंगे, जो कुछ उन्होंने किया ना, उससे मैं समझता हूँ पहली बार प्रधानमंत्री जी की क्रेडिबिलिटी बहुत धक्का लगा है। लोगों को विश्वास कम हुआ कि जो कहते वो नहीं, सच्चाई नहीं है, ये असत्य बोलते हैं। पहली बार बड़े रूप में, छोटे मोटे तो चलते रहते थे कमेंट, पहली बार जो
Okay, you've been listening in there to Vaibhav Gehlot, Ashok Gehlot. His son Vaibhav Gehlot, of course, is contesting this time around, and we're hoping to snatch one back for from the Bharatiya Janata Party from Rajasthan. Rajasthan is emerging as a very, very interesting battle, and look at the issues which are being addressed here. So, remember, the BJP has a problem. The biggest problem is that when your performance in the last election, many of these seats is cent %, you can't better the performance. You can only go down from here, okay? And it's a fundamentally major problem. For every seat you lose that you won last time, and the difference between having a single party government and not having a single party government, having to rely on coalition partners, is 30 seats for the BJP. 303 last time around, 273 is what you need to get. So it's just 30 seats. So if any one seat that you feel that in the cent % state you're losing out on, where are you gaining another seat from? You can maybe gain a few in UP. You're hoping to gain a few in the south, but it's going to be a few. It's not going to be a sweep of the south of the BJP. We will soon find out. Let me quickly rope in Ajay on this. Ajay, specifically on Rajasthan. Okay, now Ashok Gehlot was the man of the moment for the Congress party during troubled times, held on to his government for the opposition for a long period of time. But we've seen a major swing, a swing that even the Congress was expecting a closer fight in Rajasthan in the state level than it turned out to be. So why should the Congress assume that this time around, just a few weeks later, when it comes to the even more powerful emotion of Narendra Modi at the center, that they can snatch a few away from the BJP?
As we can see, the direction taken by the first phase of election was not the same. Because in terms of voting percentage, there was a decline by 6% of voting percentage as compared to 2014 and 19. And on the other hand, the collective effort of Congress party in entire Rajasthan has changed the pitch for BJP. And we are certain about it, like it will be a big change in Rajasthan. You will see on 4th of June.
Okay, all right. We will find out, of course, on the 4th of June. Look at the visuals on your screens. It's good to see people right across the country, from Balurghat, in Thrissur, in outer Manipur. Remember, Manipur's outer seat is, the seat itself is voting in 2 separate phases. Look at the long lines that are queued up in Manipur. Near 75% turnout, despite all the pressures and the chaos of the last few months. The people are out there, they want to make their vote matter, they're really making the most of it. Kannur also, look at the long lines early this morning in Kerala. Let me quickly get Chandni into this conversation. Chandni, let's bite into the issues, okay? So, has the Congress at least got its formulations right? That look, jobs is an issue, central government jobs, I mean, who's going to have a problem with India? India is addicted to central government guaranteed jobs. Caste is still an issue in this country. We have not moved on from the country. And, people see a lot of wealth, but they feel that other people are richer than them. So, let's talk about, distribution of wealth. But is it sinking in, or are people going to get spooked by things like death tax and whatnot?
I mean, of course, people are going to get spooked because we are in 2024. There are a lot of, bigger issues on which elections should be fought. But Congress has resorted to, giving out in their manifesto statements like, caste census, giving out INR, 1 lakh per female per family, without giving an outlay of how much are they going to give, or how are they going to get that money. They have also promised 1 lakh rupees per year for every educated youth. That, it comes to like 1 trillion, that's like 1 lakh crore. And India's GDP itself is like right now $3.7 trillion. So I do not know how again are they going to, fulfill their promises. These are all half-hearted promises. And, these promises that have been made now, what Prime Minister Modi is saying today in his speeches, people are taking it as hate speech because it is being portrayed like that. But let's not forget that Congress has previously, done such, stunts in the past. For example, in 2011 also, they did a caste census, but they did not publish it, in the public, which is very interesting because until 2014, they had the seat in their hands. In Karnataka as well, they did a caste census recently, but they haven't published it because, again, communities like Lingayat are opposing such kind of tactics. In 2011 itself, the there was a Muslim reservation in Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. The Supreme Court, struck it down. So these kind of tactics won't work in 2024. What will work is the development that has been done. Karnataka, if you see, it is, it is now tired of the hate, the remarks by Priyank Kharge on water crisis, on Sanatan, on, various other issues.
Yeah, but Chandni, that, then if you argue, come on, the polarization happens from all sides, okay? You can argue that the BJP is also making polarizing and provocative remarks. It's been a very quiet election cycle, ladies and gentlemen. Generally, it's far more obscene in many ways. The nomenclatures and epithets being added also get far uglier. I've never seen an election this sort of pro forma, talking about majority, about development and houses. I've never seen a government campaign so hard simply on its record and its promises rather than finding very serious issues. But the serious issues have come across. Himanshu Bhatt, is it to be taken seriously when Sam Pitroda, who's in the end just an advisor sitting abroad, okay, when he's sort of passing an off-the-cuff remark that we should bring in an inheritance tax, basically to see that once you die. Himanshu ji, we know that, the really, really rich people, you know, they have trusts and they have offshores and they have this and they're not going to pay the taxes. It's the middle class fellow who has got maybe a property worth 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs, 1 crore, who then can't leave it to his family because the government will take away 50%, get really affected. Do you think it spooked a few people that this is a vote changer?
It is not a vote changer. What is going to do it is, you know, it's going to be polarizing the communities in a different way. I see it in two different ways. In North India and southern parts of India, if you see what it affects to the middle class. And middle class is very high as far as the southern states of India are concerned. So there, it's added whammy as far as the middle class is concerned. On one side, you go and talk rubbish about Sanatan. So many people are spooked by that. On the other side, you say now your wealth will be taken away and it's consolidated. In a state like Karnataka, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. From last 7 to 10 days, it's been happening. That incident of a woman being murdered, an incident of some people call it love jihad. Now it's going to consolidate a section of the society on one side when they go out to vote. Whether you like it or not, you have to believe it. And you have to see it. You will see the result. And this middle class, you know, with simmering middle class, which is very high in southern part of the country, is going to reflect. And that's why I say, you know, when it compared to the northern states of this country, the middle class is very high in southern parts.
Yeah, but then who is actually focusing on the middle class? Then Ajay ji, are we then assuming that it's the BJP that's actually working for the middle class, because the Congress seems to be out to tell the middle class that you are the ones who are already paying the maximum amount of tax, the salaried people, the professionals, the people who are, you know, in MNCs as employed, not the Maliks, because the Maliks, you know, let's face it, they have these big CA firms that find them all sorts of loopholes on how to pay taxes. Who's with the middle class then?
The voice is not audible.
Okay, we'll get that audio connection fixed first so that you can hear me very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching developments on your screens right now. A big battleground, of course, happening in Kerala as we speak. Important state and crucial for the performance of the Congress party. Let me get Chandni back in. Chandni, because of course the big battle is happening today in Wayanad. Now, given the fact that a large part of the India alliance politics, at least the allies, have been pitting north versus south, this Hindi party coming to the south, okay, let's call a spade a spade. What is, Rahul Gandhi is not a native Keralite. He is not a Malayalam speaker. He is contested from Wayanad last time around and won. It's been a Congress bastion. This time, Annie Raja is putting up a fight. So what do you make of taking Kerala for granted? The Congress can feel comfortable that this is at least this one state loyally just votes for us no matter what.
See, Kerala is, you know, this Hindi and non-Hindi, it's a facade. There is, you know, it's just something that the politicians have been cropping up. The underlying thing is Kerala is, you know, it's a state where there is an ideological fight. A very interesting candidature is there in Kerala. We have Shashi Tharoor from Congress. We have Rajiv Chandrasekhar from BJP. We have Rahul Gandhi, K.C. Venugopal from Congress. We have Annie Raja from CPI. And it is very interesting that Rahul Gandhi is contesting in Wayanad against Annie Raja, who is the daughter of D. Raja, and, you know, who is from CPI. They are allies at, you know, other places. They're
allies in Bengal, okay, and it's not looking good in Bengal for either the Congress or the left. But the same thing happened, the same spiel happened last time around as well. The big question, of course, being that can the Congress, because in Tamil Nadu the Congress is not the dominant party, in West Bengal they're not the dominant party, in Maharashtra they're not the dominant party, but in Kerala they are. Can they hold on? or do we expect the BJP to make a dent, maybe even win a couple of seats? If not, Rajiv, maybe in Patnam Thitta, nearby, Anil Antony, A.K. Antony's son is contesting for the BJP this time.
See, it is evident that these seats are going to be won by Congress. There is no doubt about it. But will BJP create a dent in it? Undoubtedly. See, there is a lot of, as Himanshu ji said, a lot of sentimental change that has come across, whether you see in the north belt or whether you see in the south belt. But again, it will be very much visible in the south belt, because there are certain remarks that have been made. The state of Kerala is currently under crisis. The center, they were alleging that the center is not giving them money, but again, the Supreme Court clarified that it is because of the state's mismanagement of funds that they are facing what they are facing today. So, these factors will also play a very crucial role when it comes to...
Yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, the country's got to run. The same crisis that happened for the Congress party, that, you're talking about non-stop, about BJP, you're talking about Adani, but then Ashok Gehlot is sitting with him in the afternoon. Well, the truth is, Adani Ports is building a very important port, okay, in Thiruvananthapuram, okay, in Vindhyam. And it's been a crucial addition. And of course, the Chief Minister was there to inaugurate it. Even if he's a left Chief Minister, he understands that development has to come to Kerala, and building of ports has been crucial to Kerala historically for thousands of years. Okay, stay with me. Glady Hunjan joining us this morning. Remember, as you mentioned, Outer Manipur is voting. There are 11 polling booths from last time around also have to cast their votes. There are large queues in Manipur as we speak, with 75% voting last time in just a few days ago. Glady, good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
What's the feedback that you're getting, from friends and family about what's happening on the ground?
See, in the last polling, we have seen that a very unfortunate incident of intimidation of voters, booth capturing, EVM machine destroyed, firing, polling station vandalized, that kind of scene was there in the phase 1 polling, if you look at that. And we all know that Manipur is a very difficult state. Having said that, I believe the polling, we are expecting a very peaceful polling. If you look at the last polling, the violence erupted place was only inner Manipur, the Meitei area. It's very, very clear. The outer Manipur, which is dominated by the tribals, are very, very peaceful. If you look at even all the eyewitnesses' videos, that the trouble area is only the inner Manipur. So we are hoping that through the help of the people over there, we know that P.K. Jha, the chief electoral officer, also mentioned that utmost security thing is arranged, personals are arranged, and then and many people are hoping, including our people over there, that this phase should be peaceful. Otherwise, the picture of Manipur is all about violence. We always say unprecedented. What is unprecedented in Manipur? It's expected. And the security forces should make a better arrangement. If you look at voters last voting, most of them are standing on the roadside or in a small campus where there is no proper security arrangements done. Even if you look at the firing, they were running on the road, open firing on the road. How do we even allow them, all those people carrying guns, to even come closer
as we
to the
mentioned a few
polling
days
booths?
ago, providing security and law and order is the duty of the state. And the state
Yes.
machinery comes under the Election Commission. Unprecedented, never before seen developments have happened in Manipur in terms of the security deployment. One single constituency in voting in 2 phases. So that the polling booth security can be done, but something went wrong last time around, and you saw the worst scenes in the country in those 11 polling booths.
Well, the state that has violence for 1 year.
Okay, Glady, but let me turn that into a question then. In this present moment, when people are upset, they are unhappy with all governmental authorities, do they really think that the opposition here or a regional party has something better to offer in terms of their representation? Because Rahul Gandhi was there in Manipur. In fact, he began his second yatra from there.
Well, everybody is responsible for this, be it the ruling party or opposition party, because it is a matter of the common people. A common people's suffering cannot be neglected. People's sentiment cannot be neglected. It is the duty not only for the state, it is the duty of the entire country to see Manipur at least should limp back to normal life. A few days ago, we have seen a cyclone hit area of, the people who are displaced from their home. Even the makeshift home that was, temporarily constructed were blown away by strong winds. About 20, 25 houses are blown away. So Manipur actually is not ready for this kind of election. Now we are into this election. What can be done? Let's not blame the opposition. Let's not blame the ruling party. But the country, as a responsible country, we should take care of the welfare of the citizen, the common people first. I strongly believe that. Now, even this election, whether it is fair, it's a big question. The state that is
just in the sheer numbers of the people turning out, despite the odds. Remember, a lot of people have been living in internally displaced camps, unable to go back to their still go back to their homes in a sense of comfort and security. Just stay with me, ma'am, because as you're watching visuals there on the bottom left of your screens are the visuals from outer Manipur telling you that there are long lines, perhaps the longest lines we've seen this morning. Are taking place in Manipur. Expected that 3 out of 4 people qualified to vote will cast their votes today from outer Manipur as we speak. We promised get you flavors on the ground of what the buzz is happening as we discuss this with our guests, so we are educated with what the voters are saying about what's their biggest issue. Let's hop across to Meerut, where my colleague Manohar Kesari is standing by. Manohar, take it away.
मैन जी, आप बताएंगे कि आज आपको यहाँ वोट डालने के लिए आए, क्या मन में चल रहा है, क्या मुद्दे लेकर के आए?
जो देश के हैं और देश के लिए जो सोच रहा है हम उनके साथ हैं, हम मोदी जी के साथ हैं।
आप? मोदी जी। क्या मुद्दे हैं आपके लिए और क्या उम्मीदें हैं?
उम्मीदें हैं कि हमारा देश अच्छी तरफ जा रहा है, तरक्की कर रहा है, प्लस योगी और मोदी इज बेस्ट।
आपका?
योगी जी, 100% योगी ही आएंगे। और हमने आउट ऑफ स्टेशन जाना था, हम वो छोड़ के अपना क्या कहते हैं, हम मैरिज में जाना था, इलेक्शन की वजह से हम गए नहीं आज। मेरी मदद।
आपका क्या नाम है?
सुनीता सचदेवा।
आप घर छोड़ करके, सुबह का जलपान छोड़ करके वोट करने के लिए आई हैं, तमाम लोगों को क्या?
हाँ जी, भाई यही है, मैंने भी बाहर जाना था, मैंने कहा पहले मैं मोदी जी को वोट दे के बाहर जाऊंगी, ऐसे नहीं जाऊंगी मैं।
और जो घर में बैठे हैं उनके लिए क्या कहेंगे?
बस वो भी आएंगे, वो भी वोट डालने आएंगे, देंगे हम योगी जी को ही।
चलिए, आप बताएंगे, आप यहाँ वोट डालने के लिए आए हुए हैं, क्या मन में चल रहा है, क्या मुद्दे लेकर के आप वोट डालने?
जो विकास अभी तक चल रहा है, अगर मोदी जी ने दोबारा आते तो विकास को और ज्यादा गति मिलेगी, इसीलिए हम उनको सुबह सुबह वोट देने के लिए आए हैं। बाकी सारे परिवार के सदस्य भी अभी थोड़ी देर पे आ रहे हैं।
आप लोग मन में, आप युवा हैं, मन में क्या चल रहा है कि राहुल की गारंटी या मोदी की गारंटी?
राहुल जी की तो अपनी कोई गारंटी नहीं है, क्योंकि उन दोनों भाई बहनों में आपस में नहीं बनती है, जो सोशल मीडिया बताता है। तो राहुल जी की गारंटी पे भरोसा कैसे करेगा देश, ये बताइए।
और क्या क्या इश्यूज को लेकर के आप यहाँ वोट डालने पहुंचे हैं?
इश्यूज जो राम को लाए हैं हम उनको लेके आएंगे। सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा तो यही है कि जागृति तो आए, मेन तो जागृति है, जागृति आएगी तो देश आगे बढ़ेगा।
Okay, Manohar, just stay with me. Let me hop across straight back to Himanshu. Himanshu, you heard some flavors there. It's pretty thematic what is happening in Meerut. The BJP, of course, hoping they win that seat with a thumping majority. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, Meerut is very close to the national capital. Not too long ago, it used to take 3.5 hours to reach Meerut. From where I'm sitting today in the south of Delhi, I can drive to Meerut from here in 45 minutes. It's a pretty thematic thing. But Himanshu ji, it's about translating it. You can argue that there is fatigue. Has the Modi Yogi, the OG double engine, have they really converted UP from once upon a time Bimaru state to a state that's really transformed, that the people are feeling it on the ground?
Because anywhere across the UP you go, you find that shimmering energy. Everybody, every common man seems to be talking either of Yogi ji or Modi ji. See, the issue here is, as you very clearly said, 45 minutes South Delhi to Meerut. Now, within Meerut, people were finding it difficult to commute at times in certain areas. But that's not the case today. And what is happening is hitting the nail exactly on the coffin. You know, what this BJP has done is they have chosen their candidates on certain seats like Meerut and other places very, very carefully. See, the appeal Arun Govil has as a Ram. You know, I was just talking to someone yesterday, and he's a person happens to be from Meerut, and what he said, you know, when that Akshat came of Ram Mandir, in their houses, some of the Ram Bhaktas brought it across Meerut. People were unke samne jaake haath jodte the. So that's the astha.
I mean, we've seen that happen, but in the end, he's an actor. He's not the personification. He's played, of course. Arun Govil is the BJP candidate from here. He's played Ram in Ramayana, which is why we're discussing it. Okay, but that is, of course, gamesmanship in politics, and all political parties should be doing it. But Ajay is saying, is there a fundamental issue because the Mayawati seems to be missing from the field in Uttar Pradesh this time around? We have not seen her, okay? She was holding 11 seats, ladies and gentlemen, last time. Number 2 party out of UP. And what about the Congress? Are we still waiting? Are we still waiting for Priyanka Gandhi to be announced from Raebareli?
I don't think so that the Congress party is waiting for Priyanka Gandhi to be declared as the candidate from Raebareli. Congress is in good position this time, and you will see the surprising numbers as well. There is a lot of groundwork has been done lately in the state, and I think a collective effort will change the turf for BJP as well in UP this time. It will be a huge surprise for all of us.
Okay, but the vast amount of effort in campaigning, in contesting the number of seats, the Congress isn't contesting every seat out of UP. As this morning, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan going out to the polling booth to cast his vote. Let's hop back, Ajay. So where is that wave going to come from? Is it going to come courtesy Akhilesh, or is it going to come courtesy the Gandhi family and Rahul and Priyanka contesting Amethi or Raebareli shoulder to shoulder?
Yeah, I cannot deny the fact that with Akhilesh, there'll be a good chance of we'll be having in the voting share. So Congress and Samajwadi Party together will make a big change.
Okay, so together they will make, but the person who was with them last time around was Jayan Singh of the RLD, and this time his grandfather has got a Bharat Ratna. He's on the other side. He is hoping to win at least 3 seats, and 3 seats is a chunky number. It might well be that the Congress ended up, remember, only with 1 seat last time. That was Sonia Gandhi's seat, and we don't have a Congress contestant. To the best of my knowledge, I'm being told that it's a matter of time before a big announcement is made in UP. You can better guess what the big announcement is. But let me get Chandni onto that thought. Chandni, is UP fundamentally different today? Is the vibe different? Has it translated it? Are the people there, in your assessment, believers in this concept of double engine?
Totally. I mean, Rishabh, I have been to UP before 2017-16. I have been right now in UP. I myself have seen a drastic change. I mean, the law and order is the forte of Yogi ji. You cannot take that away. Development, obviously, I mean, Uttar Pradesh is becoming expressway Pradesh, but the fundamental issue of law and order has been solved by Yogi Adityanath, and that is undoubted. That is, nobody can deny this thing. There was a time when women, females of a household, be it from any faith or religion, does not matter, they would not step out of their house after 6 p.m. or after 7 p.m. because it was dangerous for them. Today there's police patrolling that's going on. This is my own experience that I'm talking about. So has UP become safer for women? Absolutely, no doubt about it. The crime rate has absolutely come down when it comes to
Okay. That's the number one thing people say on the ground when we speak to them, that the biggest issue for them is that they can go out and about because they feel safer. I can tell you that nearby in the NCR region, which is polling today, Gautam Bodh Nagar, major industrial town, a lot of people I know running industries there. Up until a few years ago, total Gundaraj. The local mafiosos were the government there. That's changed. You've seen Gundas being, suddenly dying. Some of them live on television. Now, whether you find that as effective law and order or actually ineffective law and order is a larger debate. Not only the highways that have been built, it's the internal state highways which are generally ramshackle, because as soon as something is away from Gadkari and NHAI, it turns into a disaster in this country. But no, in UP the state highways are narrow, but the roads are all fresh. It's a game changer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the people are going to come out and vote for you. Okay. Let's say you're working in a company and somebody gives you a promotion and you get paid better and you suddenly start feeling happier. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're still not going to look for another job somewhere that pays even better. So that can happen. I need to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. Just about 30 seconds. We'll come back to a lot of live reporters on the ground. Our guests are staying with us. See you in a few seconds.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.